Hello everybody, yes I'm back again. Don't start me on about YouTube. I've left it alone for a week. All I'm getting to see is what people made 3 or 4 weeks ago, or people that I've never even subscribed to, I've never even heard of. It looks like they're my subscribers, but they're not. It's all very confusing, and television has suddenly started to become more interesting than it's been in years. I hope YouTube sort themselves out. Anyway, enough of my moaning. The Black Box, it's done. It's all back together. It's great. Turntable's back in. New lead, new plug. Amplifiers all done, all good to go. Shall we have a look inside? Oh my God, what's that in there? Who's that?
Thank God you've let me out. I'm sweating in here. Ooh.
It's George Fiddler.
Hello.
That boy gets everywhere. All right, George.
I called in to have a look because I didn't think you'd lubricated it properly, but yeah, you have.
Right. Right. All right then, George. Do you want to stay and watch?
Yes, please.
Right, you just sit there. George Fiddler, if nobody's seen him before, I know a lot of you have. He is the brightest thing in audio equipment. Vintage audio equipment. I'll put a link to his channel if none of you have seen him. He's just got... What have you just got, George?
An automatic 8-track auto changer. Very rare.
It is very rare. How much did you pay for it?
£15 from my local car boot.
Did it work when you got it?
No.
What was wrong with it?
Gooey belts. Switches need a lot of cleaning. The mechanism's all gummed up with old grease and a bit like a gear saw. Auto changer. But now, top notch. Working order.
Good man. Before I start, you were actually watching when I turned the black box on for the first time. You were my witness. What happened, George, when I turned it on?
You went, I've honestly not tried it. I've saved it all evening for you. Clunk. Boom! It scared the life out of me YouTubers. It really did. And John were like, yay! It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Right, anyway. Right, you just sit there and watch. Well done, George. Right, so... Wasn't that exciting? Didn't know he crawled in there. Or maybe I did. I changed the turntable mat because the original one was like a dried up biscuit. Just put a replacement on there from a parts machine. As you know, I've rebuilt the amplifier. The original cartridge had an Akos High G mono cartridge, which actually works, but the sound quality from these, well, you can't play stereo records, and the sound quality from these isn't wonderful, but they do come from the 1950s. I've upgraded it with a nice mid to late 60s BSR SX6H, which is a stereo cartridge, 4 pins, wide down for mono, ST12, flip over, LP stereo, 78 RPM stylus. So it's got a brand new one of those in, which is great. Now, where do we get to? The big old fat spindle adapter. Everything sort of fell into place. I've never seen one of these for a UA8 before. I always wondered why these had the cutouts. Can you see that? Like these circular shapes in the middle. It's for this. They must have been designed to have these if people wanted them. It just slides on. Oops. Heavy-handed. Just slides on there like that. Now, I've got very few records without 45s without centres in. But I'll just drop a few on there just to show you how it actually works. I mean, those of you that... let's turn it on. Oh, look, it's got a... don't know if you can see it. Lovely pilot light, which... There's no air vents in the bottom of this that you can block up by putting it on carpet. And I took it indoors yesterday, put it on the carpet, and it looked lovely. The cat wouldn't leave it alone. Thought it was something to play with. So there we are. Right, it's running. The amplifier, it makes no noise at all. It's lovely and quiet. Yeah, it's acoustically, it's amazing. With the lid open, it's okay. It sounds great, but when you shut the lid, the bass, it just now all the woodwork's back in, it sounds amazing. But I'm not going to actually play these to any length. Just going to pop them on just to show you the action of the old. Works very well. You got no centres. Oh, we've heard this one before, haven't we, on my first video on this channel. Patience and... Oops. Drop the lid.
ribbon in my hair.
This
To be
45's from
a girl
1956.
takes more than a fancy dress. So I'll be noticed
Sounds, it
because
sounds
all is
really nice.
and ribbon in my
Wish I hadn't
dress.
been so brutal with the lid, but I've only got one hand because I'm holding the camera. Anyway, so that's the large centre spindle adapter. Of course, you can play all your normal records on it because it just pulls off. But thank you, George. You're such a nice chap, such a marvellous assistant to have.
When you got it, I saw it mid-restoration, you
Yeah.
know, like in between, and it did sound very nice. But now it's all back in the cabinet, and it's had all the finishing touches that only John can do.
Oh, George, stop it! You're making me blush. You're making me blush. You're just like a young version of me.
It sounds great.
Oh yeah, before we carry on, that auto changer for the 8 tracks. When you were out with your dad, he didn't want to buy it, did he?
No, he said, I thought about record. He said, I thought you only collected record players. I was like, yeah, right. But we drove home without it, and I was very upset. And he went, I'm going to the doctor's. And he went, bless out, bless. Well, I can't speak today. He's bless his heart. He went back and bought it, but when he went back, the man said it was £20. When it clearly wasn't. It was 15. Because someone had been after it. So Dad went, oh, you know. It's, very happy he bought
£15.
it.
Well, I think you can make your money back on that so many times, George. Right, now we had a bit of Lawrence Welk. Here's this old record, the state of it. It's very brittle as well. It's a very early, can you hear that? It's a very early 33. So I'm just going to let it, I'll put it on 33, yes I have. Let it go on its own. And I'm going to move it back to the track that we were listening to before. I'll just drop it in the middle. Just for a bit of continuity. Put the lid down because this thing sounds... There we are, under its own steam. It's from this album. From 1956, Say It With Music. Lawrence Welk and his champagne music. I love it. Let's move those out of the way. Anyway, I've got so much I want to show you. I'm just having to be really quick with everything. You know.
Sounds like I'm in the concert hall, John, right in the recording studio when it was made.
Oh, George. I can't hear what you're hearing, but you've got your headphones on, yeah. Right, so that's that. Now, what I did something else. I'm going to swing this round to the back. On the back, there was an empty hole. It must have been there from new. And I just thought, I don't want to leave that empty. So I thought I could put an input in there or an output. I don't want to make other holes and put inputs and outputs. So I thought, well, this has got beautiful sound. I'll put it as an input. So I made a lead up. I've got my bits all sitting on the chair. Made a lead up, which is just plugs into there. And it's got a standard, hold on, it's got a standard 3.5mm jack on the front. And, hold on, I'm just going to pop you there. No, I'm not. Now, my iPhone is, I'll have to put you there for a minute. Hold on. Let me plug this in. I'm just going to show you all fireworks. It's been Halloween tonight, fireworks. Right old racket. Now, something like this, it makes a lovely, you know, iPod. What do you call an iPod, George?
We're going to Thigh-Pod up north.
Up north in Lancashire. Hello, John. I'm calling you on Thigh-Pod. On Thigh-Pod. Taking the mickey out of you. Yeah. Now, say for example, everybody's got their favourite records, haven't they? And if you can't be bothered to get them all out at once, and you know, what I use, I mean, my phone is I'm an Android, and of course everything that I've got on here is from vinyl. I just rip my vinyl to MP3 and chuck it on here so I can listen to my music in the car or on headphones or wherever I want. And but this is just fantastic for playing your music on, which it was already doing. I didn't want to play this. It's gone on to the next track. Oh well, let's go with it. You think that's funny, don't you, George? Yeah. Julie Andrews, The Lonely Goat. Let's go to the track before. Hold on. One of George's favourite tunes and one of mine. Tommy Garrett and his 50 guitars. Yeah. It's got a lovely tone to it. It's so spatial. You can't beat the nice warm sound of tubes, valves, the 2 grandma speakers. I found out a bit more about what my grandmother did at Roller Celestian. She worked there till about 1958, and she was a coil winder for the speakers. So she could well have made these speakers. I like to think that she did. So look at George, look. He's getting down. What'd you say?
John, do you like this? Put it on, you're like, whoa, it's great.
You can't stop him, can you? Listen to him. Calm down, George. So there we are. That is the 1957 Pye Black Box. Oh, I put 4 new feet on it as well because 2 of them were missing. So it's got a beautiful tone to it. Right, so that's enough of that. Hold on. What do you want about, George?
When you're sending it me.
When am I sending it you? Yeah, okay. Send me your lovely Magnavox and I'll send you this. Yeah, no, this isn't a repair for somebody. This is actually mine. I actually bought this off of eBay. It's funny, the chap I bought it off of, Marcus, well, won it off of, really, really nice guy. And I said to him, you know, when I finished it, you'll want it back. I bet you'll want it back. He's already sent me a message. I want it back. So we'll have to see. I mean, his dad did buy it when it was new, and if he wants it back, might be able to sort something out. Anyway, so let me move that out the way. Let's switch this off. Watch the little light go out. Ping. Move Lawrence. I'll put him back in his sleeve later. Now, what I've got on the bench here, this came the other night from one of my subscribers, a really nice chap called Gary. He wanted a gondolier, and he won this one. He brought it down, and it's not too bad condition wise. It's got a kiss in the front, what's a good old clean up. The turntable C solid. It does function. It's already got an upgraded cartridge in it, but he wants a BSR cartridge. We did give it a run up and compare it to the one I've got in the lounge with a BSR cartridge in it, and there was no comparison really. But of course that one's got a rebuilt amp and this one hasn't yet. But yeah, it's all no rust on it. It's going to come up absolutely gorgeous. It is. I think it's a very late one because it's got the same style catches as the GP46 Grenadier. And also the very last knobs, which I've only seen on the 72 players. So anyway, we'll give that a whirl when it's all finished and see what it's like. So there we are, mammoth video, 13 minutes. Never done one this long before. Say goodbye, George.
Bye bye, YouTubers.
Look at him.
Bye bye, Black Box.
Bye bye, Black Box. Right, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Strange old video, eh? But be kind.
Oh, you're not talking about me.
Can you hear him? Don't talk about me. Right, thank you very much. You take care of yourselves. Bye bye.